All right, T, welcome back to Game Action. You know your team was unhappy with how that Vancouver game went. How do you think of the way you guys rebounded tonight?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought we had a good hard practice yesterday, and translated well to the game. I thought we were kind of sticking our structure there for the most part. Vasi bailed us out when we gave up some chances. So, but I mean, to get 5-1, I think that's a pretty good game from the guys.
When you guys have a situation that's pretty fresh in your mind going from the Vancouver game, I know you didn't play, but the way that game got away from you, you're in the same situation again tonight, up 2-0 after the first period. How fresh is that, and how much is that talked about going into the second and third?
Yeah, we just talked about it going to the third. It was we can't change our game. We got to go and for the last 20 there, just be a little bit harder, a little bit faster, protecting that lead, getting pucks in behind. So I thought. We did that there in the third, and just kind of for that 20 minutes just laid it all on the line there.
The power play has come under a lot of heat of late, especially the game the other night where it had chances to extend the lead. You get 2 on it tonight. When that happens, what's that do for confidence?
Yeah, it's huge. It gives the guys momentum obviously as well, but they're getting their chances. They're making their plays, and sometimes it just doesn't go in, and they just got to stick with it, and that's what they did. And they come with 2 huge ones tonight. When they're working like that and making plays and getting pucks to the net, good things happen. And that was a huge 2 goals for us. It gives us a whole lot of momentum going forward, and we needed it.
Anthony, how tough was it for you to have to sit out these last 4 games and kind of watch from the side as the other guys are going?
Yeah, it always sucks not playing and just watching on TV. So, but it was it was good to be back here with the guys and get back in the game.
See the decor banged up. What did you think of the way Darren Radish stepped up tonight?
Oh, he was unbelievable. That's what he does. He has a bomb of a shot. He makes the right plays. He plays hard. So he. Not just tonight, but over the last couple of weeks, he's been unbelievable and kind of stabilizing back there and just helping the guys offensively and potting in, and also being good on the D side of the puck. So he's been great for us.
Phil, on head coach tonight, starts 1-0. What'd you think of Halpern tonight?
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he was good. A little bit different, back there with Halps, but happy for him. I think it was his first win as a head coach, if I'm not wrong. I think they said that. So, just happy to him and for us to kind of pull it out for him.
Jake, your team was unhappy with the way that Vancouver game went. What did you think of the way you guys rebounded tonight?
Yeah, great response. It's nice when you get off to a lead early, and it's a full 60-minute game, so it's a good effort from everyone, and hopefully we can build this one.
When you're in the same situation again, 1 game later as you were after the Vancouver game, after the first period, leading that game, how much is that talked about and how fresh is that in your mind?
Yeah, it's just a new day, new opportunity, so you just got to believe in the group and believe in the opportunity, and we did a good job of that tonight.
You talked the other day about the power play and kind of building on that. What was the difference tonight? Did you see anything different?
Shot first mentality and just a lot of good plays out there, so it was they made it easy for me on those 2 goals.
8th career hat trick. How nice is to watch 3 go into the net?
It's always nice when you can produce, and just obviously very fortunate to be able to score goals in this league. So you take them as they come, and hopefully there's many more.
How weird was it not to have Coop on the bench?
Yeah, that was a different feeling. It was different, but thought those guys did good well back there, and help you guys first win, so that was pretty cool.
So I know obviously the power play has been kind of a work in progress for you guys this season. What did you feel like was maybe different tonight that maybe you guys didn't see the past few games?
Past few games, I thought we had some decent looks. At least I think at times when we've been struggling, it's been not being able to get set up, not being able to get recoveries or entries, and obviously tonight with a couple of 1 face-offs, it makes it a lot easier. I would say as a group, especially individually, a lot of guys looked really good and confident with the puck tonight, and I think when those guys look like that, it helps the power play. And I think with Cooch especially, special as he is and some of the plays that he was able to make, and then obviously Ratty and Guentzel on their own on the one, but I think when Cooch is playing as well as he did tonight, it makes everything look good.
So like for you, being behind the bench there, calling the lines?
Well, the one thing I think is, our group is a special group, and, the core of this team that's been together for a long time, they do things a certain way. So we weren't really thrilled with our game against Vancouver. I think the guys came in and practiced, and probably wasn't exactly what they wanted. I think for myself to come in on the bench, I think my job was to make sure get out of the way of those guys, and they've always responded well to any sort of adversity, and tonight was no different. So for me, it was enjoyable. Circumstances obviously not ideal, but just to be able to be a part of that was great.
Great to get Cirelli back in the lineup. What does he do to kind of just regulate everything and kind of improve your play across the board?
Well, I think the biggest he's an identity player, and if we were to kind of talk about our team, you can put him as the player and the team that we want to be like. And so obviously when you throw him back in the lineup, you get that model. I think he has an effect on everyone around him, not just Higgs, who he has a chemistry with, but Cooch as well, and the whole team. And so when he's out, it's a big loss for us. And when he comes back and just providing energy and tenacity and all that stuff, it's kind of what we want our team to play like he plays.
You had the 2-0 lead on Sunday against Vancouver, and obviously the way that game ended. When you're in the same situation, how fresh is that in the mind of everybody, and how much is it even discussed after first intermission?
I don't know if those two games are probably the biggest comparable. I think our game earlier in the year against them, we gave up breakaways and 2-on-1s and odd mans again. So I think that was one of the biggest things that we talked about before the game and after the first with that lead, is just how dangerous that team can be, and just doing things to limit any chance or any opportunity they have to create those rushes. So.
Jeff, you mentioned Radish a little bit. What do you thought about the way he's played? Obviously, with all the injuries, he's had more of an expanded role, more ice time. Obviously, he's been a big part of that power play now. What have you thought about the way that maybe he's taken that opportunity?
Yeah, well, I have a ton of respect for him. I think the situations that he's been put in over the last couple of years, especially getting put in the first power play, and it's not an easy job. It's a job that everybody wants until you're sitting there looking at Cooch and Pointer and those guys, and you have to make decisions that affect everyone. So for him to be able to jump into that has been really good. And probably the thing I like best about him is the fight in him, and not just the fights, like the dropping the gloves, which he's more than willing to do, but the fight in him. And we talked about Cirelli as well, but he's a player that plays into the identity of what we want this team to be.
There's a lot of goals tonight, but obviously another strong night for Vasilevsky. What have you seen from him over this last stretch?
Well, Vasi, I think everything kind of starts with him. He's been the backbone of this team for as long as I've been here and before that. And so when he gives our team that confidence, and it's not to say that he gives us a chance to forget about the D zone and forget about our chances against, but when he gives our team that confidence, I think it shows up in both ends of the ice, and he always looks big, but I think when he's on his game like he was tonight, he looks that much bigger.
Last few minutes of the second period, a little loose with the puck, and they kind of created some chances off that. How do you rein that back in as quick as you did because you were in control of the game pretty much up until that point?
Well, probably the start of the second was probably the least happy we were as a group, just with feeding their rush offense and turning pucks over in inopportune time. So I think it's some of the things we've talked about throughout the year is how we manage the puck in those situations, and sometimes it's just kind of refreshing guys' memories after that period and comparing the first period to the second period, like you said, and sometimes the numbers don't lie, and the puck play that we had, the turnovers that we had, kind of fueled their offense, and was something that we wanted to limit.